Most people pay their video editors in the one way that either guarantees they will quit or will bankrupt you. By the end of this video, you will master how to price your videos for clients and how to pay your editors, so you always stay profitable and not finish your months not knowing how much you'll earn next month, or just getting so much money into your bank account and then staying with nothing because you need to pay for your suppliers. I'm not using any teleprompter, non-AI scripts, nothing generic, no AI avatars. I hope you appreciate it. It may take a bit longer for me thinking and just talking openly, but that's the goal of this short mastermind. Yeah, I won't talk too much about myself. I know you don't care. My name is Noam Treiber. I was a video editor for years. Then I created a content agency managing 10 video editors, editing more than 500 short form videos a month. I directed and produced productions for big brands, commercials, music videos, mostly now in the short form industry, and also some YouTube, getting my agency to more than 50K USD a month. I'm not telling you any of this to brag, just for you to know that I've been where you've been, whether you're a scaling video editor that wants to delegate, whether you're an agency owner that's dealing with all the headaches, crazy clients, freelancers leaving you, or whether you're a very big production studio that just wants to manage everything and know how to bring the best people in, how to stay the most profitable. I've been there, and that's what I'm here to teach. Awesome, so let's get right into it. Have our whiteboard here, hope you can see well. I'll get a bit closer. Awesome. So the way to pay to your editors and the way to generally price is actually start from the end. How much profit do you want to have in your business? Do you want it to be 50%, 30%, 10%? There is no right answer. It really depends on your model, how much you charge from clients, how much money you need for your personal goals, for investing back in your company and other stuff. So that's not what this video is about. I would usually aim to about 30 to 35%, which is amazing in agency business models, production studios. Most of them in the world are between 15 to 25%, which is also fine. And top levels, again, depends what you do, delegating a lot, using AI, can get even to 50%. If you're a freelancer now that you have 100% or maybe 90% after you just pay for subscriptions and softwares, you're like, wait, why do I want to have so little profit margins? And the reason is because when you delegate, you buy back your time. So do you prefer to get 100% of $3,000 a month? Or do you prefer to get 30% of $50,000 a month? Where you also can do it maybe while you're traveling, or maybe while you don't need to sit all the front of the computer all day. Again, it depends your goals. Maybe you don't want to delegate and you're an artist and you're fine, you enjoy what you do, you're fine with what you get. Maybe this video is not for you, but if you want to delegate and buy back your time, you came to the right place, whether you're beginning or very advanced, already making more than 10, 20K a month. So how do I pay my editors? Let's say you go in the traditional way and you pay them per shifts or per hours. So let's say they take $50 an hour and they work 8 hours a day. So that's $400 a day. Now, that makes sense if what they produce to you, okay, what they can make for you that clients are willing to pay you in this day is more than 2 times this. So if in one day they can produce you work that you can sell for $800 and you have enough work to give them for covering all the months, so you have 50% margins from them, that's when it's only worth to pay them hourly based. But in most cases, I won't recommend it. For small, medium businesses especially, where you don't have the certainty of how much work you will be able to bring this person when you pay him hourly based or you pay him on salary. So you have this expense no matter what revenue you have. It's not correlated with your revenue in many cases, which brings people to situations where they earn 10K a month, but their expenses is 9K. So they're like, all this thing was just for 1K, so you need to be well aware of it, and I'll get to that. But eventually, we start from the ending of how much profit we want to have. So this is hourly based. So this is why in most cases I won't go with hourly based or with salary. The other model I will show you is per deliverable, per editing style, per lengths, which is awesome. It has challenges, but you need to have big flow of videos every month to retain your editors, so I'll show you to it now. Obviously, it depends on the editing style, the duration of the video, what's accepted in the market, and what you're possible to pay. But I will actually start from the ending. Like, let's say in my agency personally for years, I was aiming to have 35% gross margin and about 25% profit, pure profit. Okay, before, after taxes, depends how you calculate everything and where you're at in the world. I will take it out of the equation now. What is my gross margins? Sorry if I'm not using the right accounting terms, by the way, in this video, because I'm not an accountant, but this is how I call it, okay? So let's say I'm a short form content agency. I manage several editors and I do short form videos and ads for business owners because everyone wants that now. Everyone uses videos for their marketing, right? So let's say by my experience or by the editors I work with, I know that one editor is capable of doing 50 short form videos a month. So let's say he works 22 days a month, which is usually what most people work, if I'm excluding weekends and so on. It means he can do, let's say, 2.5 videos a day. Obviously, he won't do 2.5, but it's accounting in the revision rounds, the briefs he needs to do, mistakes, whatever, training, he's being sick. So that's the average. Maybe some days he can do 5 videos, some days he can do 4, some days he can do 1. Again, this is just an example of a specific type of short form video editing. It's depending on what you do, but just for you to understand, this is like a simulation we're doing here. So he can do 2.5 videos a day. Okay, cool. Now, the question is how many clients I have and what retainer or what one-time packages I work with them. Okay, so let's say I'm having 5 clients and each of them wants 10 videos a month. They want to post 2 or 3 times a week and they just do organic content. They don't even need ads. So in theory, one editor equals 5 clients, right? Because if I have 5 clients, each one wants 10 videos, it's 50 videos a month. And now it's like about how much can I price my package of editing. Obviously, if you're doing other stuff, you're posting to their social media, you're writing their scripts, you're also doing the production itself, videography, you can charge more. But let's assume you're just doing the post-production for this exercise, okay? So let's say each client that I do 10 videos for, he pays me $100 per video. Again, just for the example, okay? So this is $1K dollars USD per client, which means from having 5 clients, 50 videos a month, this is 5K that I'm earning, okay? Now, my editor is able to create the work needed for me to have a revenue of 5K a month so 1K per client. Now, there is no problem that my editor will know how much the client pays me. Why? Because the editor didn't do the sales call, he didn't do the marketing, he doesn't know how to communicate with the client well, he doesn't want to deal with all the headaches of WhatsApps or Slack or whatever. He just wants to get a brief for me to supervise him, to do some internal approvals, and then send the final thing for the client, collect the payment, have my contract with him. So it's a mutual agreement for my editor that just likes to edit and me being in the business part. And it's completely fine that he won't get 100% of it. I'm sure it's obvious for you guys. Probably many of you already do this, okay? So let's say, in my case, just for the post-production, I will pay my editors 50% of what my clients pay me for editing. Again, I can charge more for clients for consulting them, making scripts and and not paying obviously 50% for the editor for that because he didn't do it. I'm just talking about the editing. So each video I get $100, my editor will get $50, okay? Which means he can make 50 times 2.5 equals $125 a day. Now, depends who you work with, how much they're capable to do. Maybe they can do much more videos a day. Maybe they're from a third world country. Eventually, you want to have enough work for your editor, for him to work only with you, if that's what's suiting your agency. It's win-win. You will never lose money because you pay them for deliverables, but you need to be able to provide him enough work for him personally to get to his monthly goals, for paying his bills, his life, his family, girlfriend, wife, traveling, buying a new computer, whatever he wants to pay for, that he will be happy and not quit and go with anyone. He does what he likes, which is editing, and you do what you're good at, which is marketing, sales, supervising the editors, and so on, okay? And don't try to be perfectionist. Delegate to your editor, train him well, have weekly calls, use a software where you can leave him time-coded comments and supervise him. We'll get to that later. As you can see, I'm the founder of Timeliner, so it will help you do that easily, but I'm not here to convince you anything. That's what he can make a day, times 22, you can calculate how much he can make a month. And our last method is to combine a base salary and per deliverable salary. So the base salary you pay your editors, let's say it doesn't need to be too high, especially if they're from third world countries. It can be 300 to 1K USD a month. Again, depends where they are. But let's say 500 bucks base salary is $500. And this is for what? Training calls, improving them, prioritizing you over other clients. They're still freelancers, still contractors, but you pay them a base salary for motivating that. And then per deliverable pricing, which is based on what I showed you, editing style and lengths of the video and revisions amount or revisions cap. Try to get to an agreement that each video is up to 3 revisions and each one above 3 is, let's say, extra $10, or depending obviously on the length and the complexity of this other version, but have that automatically calculated in Timeliner or in Google Sheets, wherever you do that. And then let's say your editor monthly goal is to be 2K, so you will need to give him X amount of videos plus the base salary, and all of this you need to make sure that the client always pays you at least 2 times more, okay? So if this editor was able to produce me 4K a month from the clients because he did 40 videos and each video is $100, I want to make sure that I pay him 2K for that, not 3.5K, because if I have so small margins after salary I take for myself or softwares I pay for or other editors or marketing or sales, I will stay with 0 or even minus. So what you pay your editor, let's say $1,000, should be at least half of what the client pays you, which is $2,000 in this example. Okay, so eventually I want to see that if I make 1K, my expenses are $500 for the editor, then I don't know, $100, $200 more for softwares I use, and even later I'll have a manager, account manager, success manager, quality assurance, but let's get to that later. I want to see that after all these expenses, including what the revenue I get from the client, I get to the profit I want, okay, which is, let's say, 35%, 30%, and so on. So that's how you do it. Now, things can get more advanced. You don't want to complicate it, but you also want it to be fair with your editor. Your editor says, wait, you are going to pay me $50 for a 1-minute video and also $50 if the video is 100 seconds, 150 seconds. What about extra revision rounds? How do you start explaining this to your clients? It can get messy. So I recommend you to build packages, which is clear that you have several editing styles, maximum 3. You have one package that maybe has also videography, which is an add-on of like 1-2K for the film day, add-on of script writing, add-on of social posting. But the thing that mostly is like challenging is the editing itself, the deliverables that get out of it. Because for a film day, it's obvious, it's like the amount of time the videographer was there. For writing scripts, it's the amount of scripts or ideas and so on. For posting, it's just posting what's existing. But editing has versions, aspect ratios, different lengths, different editing styles. It can get messed. So I recommend you to work with packages. Let's say you do short form. You have basic editing style, which is cuts, captions, color, that kind of stuff. Maybe basic B-rolls. You have more advanced that has motion graphics, AI stuff, B-rolls that are more advanced, more research online to find the right assets, okay? And maybe you have these two for short form and another one for long form, okay? Let's say it just has two editing styles, basic and pro. So I did this table. You can obviously do it in Google Sheets or whatever. But I have, for example, client A, okay? Let's call him Bob. He wants basic style and he wants pro style, okay? For basic, he has several videos that are between 0 and 30 seconds, and he has several videos that are between 31 and 60 seconds, okay? Actually, in both of them. The amount here, he has 3 of these and 2 of these. And here he has 1 of these and 1 of these. Okay, so let's say for a video around 30 seconds, I'm charging, let's say, $25 in basic editing, and for 31 to 60 seconds, $50 from the client. And in a pro editing, here is $50 and here is $100. Okay, it's just an example. So 25 times 3 is $75. 50 times 2 is $100, and here is one of 50 and one of 100, and the total of this will be $325, which this client will pay me for these videos. And my expenses are for my editor, in this case Premiere Pro, and let's say Timeliner for managing the project management, supervising my editor, quality assurance, time-coded comments, storage, all of that in one place instead of paying for Frame.io, Dropbox, using Google Sheets, Slack. You have it all here in one place. So let's say these are your expenses, and after that your profit is 35%, for example. Why? Because this was half 50%, this was some percent, and that's your profit, which is in this case around $115. Not exactly, but something like that. So obviously these are small numbers, but you can now scale it. You have the unit economics of your business, okay? How many videos an editor can produce a month? How much are you able to sell it to the client? How much is valuing your results, which is a whole new world of your funnel, of your own content, of your personal brand. But how much is he valuing the edits you do and how much you're pricing it for him to work with you, to be a retainer, to not pass to another agency or other editors? How you can bring a good editor that is happy working with you. You give him enough of work for him to get to his monthly goals. And how many videos he can do a month? He gets about 50%. Now, another very important thing is retaining your editors. Let's say they do 3 videos in the same style every day, every month. They start to get bored. So you need to open their minds and make them feel something bigger. So how do you do that? One is a bonus system. Make them feel appreciated for the amount of tasks they do that was completed on time and in the editing style that you wanted, less revisions and so on. You can even do like gamify this and do that the editor in your team that did the most amount of videos that were approved will get a flight ticket to Italy, or will get a new hard drive, or whatever they want that you think will motivate them. It can be cool to do it monthly, which will just generate you more revenue because they will be more hungry. You should have weekly calls or even daily checkups, training calls. Tell them about new tools you learn about. Ask them how it's going. Ask them about their families. Know when is your birthdays and get them something for their birthday. Like these small gestures will just, even if someone offers them a bit more payment, they will consider twice because they like working with you. Respect them and just talk to them openly, no matter where they're from, India, Pakistan, the US, Europe, Ukraine, wherever you work them, wherever they are, treat them equally and give them a path to grow. You tell them, hey, when we grow, we'll get higher paying clients, or we can promote you to be a supervisor and also edit videos, but half of your time supervise and manage other editors, train them. We can make our own training center and make courses to teach other editors. So this can go to many different places. Just open your mind for that and it will bring you to good places, and also you won't have to deal all the time with human resources and rehiring editors and editors disappearing and not responding. Like, you need to have very clear standards of the communication and the software you use for doing the internal approvals, the storage, the briefing, which I highly recommend you to do it with Timeliner, but if not, you can also do like Frame.io plus ClickUp, Asana, plus Zapier, plus Google Drive, plus WhatsApp or Slack. If that's working for you, it will cause you other issues, but you can go with that as well. So yeah, that's regarding retaining your editors. Softwares, that kind of stuff. Other employees you have, which you have and you will need when you scale, which is quality assurance. It can be one of your best editors that is not so autistic in front of people. He can talk to people, he can manage other editors, and he can do them weekly calls. And basically what he does is every time an editor finishes an editing, he cannot send it directly to the client. He has to move it to the supervisor. He does internal approvals and only he can send it to the client. This is one of the things you can do inside of Timeliner automatically. And that will assure that your clients always get a good result that doesn't have spelling mistakes, color issues, not exactly what they ask for in their brief, and just get the final result, have maximum probably 1 revision round and be happy and save them a lot of time. So that's the goal of this person, and he will buy you a lot of time of supervising your editors. Another person you will need in more scale is a client relationship success manager, which will make sure your clients are happy, ask them if they need more stuff, more services, offer them more and more for them not to churn and move to someone else. Eventually you want retaining, recurring revenue. This is the best business model. You can predict what will be in the next months, and you're not going to war every month to look for new clients and one-time projects. You want to try to systemize it, that you have several packages and you're not completely doing something different for every new client, because then you'll need to train your team. They leave, they go, it's a mess. Try to find this stable stuff. Many businesses need content every month. They need ads for their ads manager in Meta, Google, YouTube, content, content, push them, make it easier for them. You can even schedule and post stuff for them in social media. Okay, so that's the way to price. You start with the profit you want to have and then understand how much you can charge the client for him to be willing to pay it, and then you cut everything else until you get to the price that you're going to charge your clients and how much you will pay from that for your editors, which I recommend aiming to about 50%, 60% usually, and having different editing styles, different payment per lengths. Maybe you see this is like, well, this is way too complex. How do I going to like I do so many videos, how am I going to calculate that? Well, you can do it in Timeliner.io. Let's go into my computer. I'll show you how to manage all your editors, supervise them, and in the end of the month, see how much you need to pay them without doing anything in Google Sheets. So this is Timeliner. I can basically see all of my clients, all the projects, and each task, which is a deliverable that needs to be approved, in what stage, revisions, in progress, internal approval. I have these different views. For example, in this project, I can create empty tasks, tag my editors, put them a brief, they can start working, they can even access here and download all the raw footage and start working on the video. And when they finish, they cannot move it to client approval. They have to drag it into internal approval. So for example, this video. And then obviously each task I can see who is the client, what's the deadline, which are the editors in charge of it. And I can put pricing, I'll get to that soon. But then inside I can leave time-coded comments, as you can see here, like you can do in places like Frame or Dropbox Replay, but on steroids. I can draw, change to red. I can send a voice memo. Hey man, add this whoosh sound effect. I can attach files, add his logo here, and put whatever file I want. Let's put this random logo. I can select a section, reduce, BG music. That's the best way to improve your editors, to give them accurate comments so they know exactly what to fix. And later on they go and upload the new version, and you want to quickly make sure that they fix what you ask them for. So I can overlay the comments of the previous version on the new version. So for example, I told him make the colors more cold, and I see actually fix that because in the previous version, the colors were warm. So that's a really quick way to make sure your editors did what they did. I can also make transcript and edit by the transcript. Now regarding pricing, basically I can create pricing templates per editing style and per length. So for example, I have basic edit and pro edit. And as you can see, according to the length of the video is 90 seconds, the brand needs to pay me, the client, $100, and my editor in this case gets 60% of it. Here I have another example, the media is 41, the brand needs to pay me $90, and I need to pay my editor also 60%. Or I can do different manual pricing models. For example, the client pays me $200, I have two editors, and I want to split between them $120. Each one of them will get this, and this is my profit. So I can easily see that. I can do duration based. If the video is 0 to 30 seconds, $50. This 75, this 100. And then what percentage my editors is getting out of it. So she will get 40% and the rough cut editor 15%. And then I will have whatever profit. And I can see by the length of the video later on what will be the price and what I get up here. I can also build very advanced templates. I can do it even based on the time it took them, hourly base, sharing revenue, flat rate, however you want. And in the end of the month, I can go to my analytics and I can see many cool analytics, which of my editor did how many tasks, what's approved, what's in progress. I only want to pay them for approved stuff. And I can see what clients owe me, okay? For example, what clients owe me. This guy owes me for all these tasks. And what do I need to pay for my editors? So for example, this editor, I can see all the tasks you did, what's approved, what's not, and I can select what did I pay already and what not, and I can see when was the payment date, so I never have disputes from my editors. My editors will never see how much other editors get, how much the client pays me. They just see what they're getting for what tasks, so they don't, not from bad intentions, but tell you the wrong information and you pay them too much, you pay them too little. It's fair for everyone. Everyone always has clarity. So that's Timeliner. The benefit of it is that it combines all the project management, specifically for production agencies and content agencies or scaling editors, together with the video approvals and reviews, very advanced. So we have it all in one place, and even the storage. So per project, you can put project files and then your editors can come here and download it like you probably do in Google Drive or Dropbox. So it has many benefits. You even have a discussion panel where you can replace Slack and talk about each project or each client or DM your members and all of that. You can access a 14-day trial in the link below, and you just put your first client there, one of your clients, one project, whether it's a real one or a test. Do all the flow, create a project, add one of your editors, do internal approvals, then send it to the client, see the client gets great experience and he's happy. He's like, okay, it's worth the headache of moving into a new software, and we will obviously help you with that. So you can go to the link below for that. And I think that was it. I just went freestyle. Let me know in the comments below if you like these styles of videos. I can do a bunch of other ones. See you.